in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's about an 11-year-old boy named Chaska Davis that was born to the wrong mother and awarded to the wrong grandmother. Stephanie Davis, 51, Thomas Dejanay, 33, ended Chaska's life on January the 30th, 2020 at around 4:45 p.m. in an extended stay hotel in Scottsdale, Arizona. It will get graphic. Listener discretion is advised. Chaska was taken from his mother and placed in his grandmother's care due to drug use of his bio mom. There were several calls to CPS throughout the duration of his time with his grandmother, and there was no significance found. So 3 months or so leading up to Chaska's demise, Stephanie Davis, according to Thomas, her husband, tortured Chaska and his younger brother, which she had custody of as well. Thomas told detectives that Stephanie Davis starved the victim for several days, and allegedly he snuck him food, and as a result, Chaska was malnourished. She struck him in the head with a wooden broom handle. She grabbed and pulled hair from his scalp. She used nose pliers to pinch and puncture their skin, and she bent their fingers back. Thomas goes on to further say that Stephanie's recent rage stemmed from anger towards the kid's mom, who she believes played a part in her biological son's death. So on the day of Chaska's demise, Stephanie, the evil granny, Davis, took Chaska to the hotel room. They had been staying at an extended stay, y'all, for 4 years. So she took him to the hotel bathroom, where she struck Chaska in his head around 4 to 5 times with a metal ratchet. Chaska was also demanded to get naked and into the bathtub. She also then mutilated his private parts by cutting it with a knife. Thomas said she also did that plenty of times before because he wet the bed. When the police arrived, I must say they pumped about 9 liters of water out of him. So I'm thinking she tried to drown him as well. A neighbor says the 2 boys have never came out to play in the 4 years they've stayed there, and was always confined to the small hotel room. And when they did come outside, they had hats and shades on. She says she reported this to CPS numerous of times, but to no avail. When the police arrived on scene, they found 2 box springs with dried blood and pillows with old blood stains, and a trash bag with human hair and a shock collar. And they have no animals, so they shocked this baby as well. Before I go, I want to add that Stephanie told the police that Chaska cut his own penis and his hair and hit himself in the head. The trial has not came yet. The dates are still pending. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for Stephanie and Thomas Dejanay of 9 counts of child abuse, 1 count of first-degree murder, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. Have you ever heard this story? What do you think the sentence should be? And blue hearts for Chaska Davis.
About a Valley grandmother and her husband accused of torturing their grandsons. They're accused of starving and abusing the 2 boys, and now the 11-year-old is dead. He was found unresponsive in a hotel bathroom in Scottsdale. The other boy is in protective custody, and we're now learning more about a long history of reported abuse in this family. Emma Lockhart is live for us this evening. Emma, what did you uncover?
Well, your heart just breaks hearing about this alleged abuse, and it dates back years. DCS says it investigated this family 3 separate times back in 2017. And the advocates say this is all too common with a lot of these cases falling through the cracks. Take a listen. Tonight, a long history of abuse detailing horrific allegations of starvation and torture. A woman and her husband accused of killing 11-year-old Chaska Davis Smith.
Right. Ma'am, you're here on a new Superior Court case for 1 count of murder in the first degree.
His grandmother, Stephanie Davis, and Thomas James Descharnes, now behind bars on murder and child abuse charges, appearing for the first time in court today. Court documents detail disturbing abuse allegations that date back 5 years.
About 75% of the children who die in our state every year are just like this little boy. They are known to the system. Calls went in, investigators went out, and they died anyway.
Chaska was found unresponsive in a bathtub just before 5 Sunday evening. First responders noticed he and his 9-year-old half-brother were covered with cuts and bruises. Davis telling detectives the boy hurt himself. Meanwhile, her husband says she became more physically and verbally abusive to the boys in recent months, starving them for days and using a metal ratchet to cause lacerations.
When we hear these stories, it just makes us double down on the work that we do because we know these deaths can be prevented.
Darcy Olson is the CEO of Gen Justice, a local group that